Okay, this is Dennis, and this is just going to be a quick overview of a portion of how that the automated streaming station will function. It, of course, will be on the Faith Mix Radio site. They'll be able to launch the player by clicking this button here, and what that does is opens a small new window with a little player in it that will automatically stream the station. Of course, they can pause it or stop it using the buttons here. They can minimize this while they continue surfing, and it won't affect where they're at because it's in a separate page. Okay, so this is the way we're going to stream. This is a flash player that opens up in a new page, so I'm going to turn that off. And then we'll quickly look. This is just the front end of the website. You'll notice that as we look down here on the right hand side, that we have the last 5 songs that are playing. This updates every minute, and we'll show the picture and the last song that was played down through here. We may have some more options in the future to put a buy now button or something like that, but that's a little further out for right now. We're going to concentrate on getting the main parts of the website up. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is jump over to the method we use to upload the files to the server. It's just a free, simple program called FileZilla. It's basically an FTP program. If you're familiar with that, it's just a program that lets you hook up to a server, transfer the files from your computer to the files in the server. I've got mine set up under a quick connect here. I've already got it connected. That information would be given to you. You would just type it into these areas up here at the top and click connect, and it would connect you just as I am now. The information on the right hand side over here is the folders on the streaming server where we're broadcasting from. Everything you see over here on the left hand side is the actual our actual files on my computer. As you see here, I'm in the My Music directory on my computer, and these are the albums that I have up there. Now the way you have to do these albums, you have to rip them off a CD. You could pull those in there in a number of ways. There's a program that we'll be covering a little bit later that lets you do this, and if it automatically searches the nationwide database to see if there's information on that CD, and if it is, it will pull the information in there and put the names of the album, songs and such like that into the information before it rips the stuff to the actual directory. And it also creates a directory for each artist, and then inside each directory for the artist has a directory or a folder for the actual album. It has the album title of it. As you go inside there, the way we have to set this up when we're creating these or ripping them from the CD is, as you see here, we got all the information about it, the names and the plays and stuff like that. That's a different piece of software that pulls that stuff out, and if it's not available, we have to type that in. That's only for like local artists or new artists that haven't had that information taken care of for them already. We have to type that in. Also in this folder, it is a must that you have a small picture, preferably 50 by 50, of the title or the cover of the album. It can be titled album art small JPEG, or it can be like pray underscore cover. That information will be automatically picked up when we upload it. Okay, so once we get this folder of the artist or the folder within the artist set, we just open up the media folder on the server. As you can see, I've already got these over there. Let me go up one directory here. I'm backing up out of the okay, so the crab family, we have the directory here. I've already uploaded the crab family over here, so it's over here. If I double click on it, you can look inside of it, see that the Prey album is in there, and you can see that the album art and everything's in there, along with all the list of all the songs. Okay, so now that we have the music on the server, we just have to tell the server information how to handle it. So I'm going to go down here in another window. I have the actual casting software open. I'll click on that, and this is the actual software on the server that allows us to do the streaming. And this is how we would set up, and it's streaming right now, by the way, so there's a lot of information here, but the way we would set up, say for example, if we just uploaded the crab family, we would basically go to manage playlists, or we could go to media library, either one. But basically what we do is click this link down here to the right, bottom right, that says update the media library. It'll go through a little process up here, and what it's doing, it's looking for any new files we've uploaded, or for directories or albums and things like that. When it's done, it'll tell you it's done here, and you just return. Okay, and here we are again. It's showing the information, some tracks that have been played, so on and so forth. So we want to manage our playlist. You can do this a couple different ways. I just prefer to click on manage playlists, and then I'm going to launch the media library here. Okay, and I'll show you something real quick. Everything's broken down into playlists. Playlists can be a bunch of songs. It can be a combination of songs and commercials, or songs and vocal announcements, like you're listening to Faith Mix Radio or whatever. Okay, so what I've done so far is divide this up. We have a rotation that's what we call a heavy rotation, songs that be played the most. We have light rotation, standard rotation. Most of the songs on the station will go through a standard rotation, but for something really pushing, will be dropped into this playlist here. And there's an option in here, if you want to play a song next on the stream, you can drop it into this playlist. We have a playlist that's just for station identification, and I'll show you real quickly how you can set those things up. Like for our station ID, we want it to be played at a regular interval. So as we go over and edit this playlist to set it up, tell it how it's going to function, we have a title for it. We can enable it or disable it, and since I don't have anything in that particular item right now, I've got it disabled. But the options to set up each one of these playlists is general rotation, which means it's just going to happen as the computer pulls it off. Scheduled, which means you can set it to a certain time for that playlist to play. That's what we would do if we have a regular program that appears at 12 noon on Saturdays. We would set it up to play 12 noon every Saturday as a scheduled thing, and it would play that file. The only thing we'd have to do is make sure a new file gets uploaded by the same name once a week before that time rolls around. Then we have intervals, which I'm using on another playlist right now for public service announcements. Every 3 songs, it pulls one of the public service announcements out of that playlist and plays it automatically. And then we have an immediate, which means anything you put in this playlist will be played right after the song that's currently playing. Okay, and every time you change one of these, like we got interval right now, every 10 songs it would play a station ID. Okay, and we have some choices here as to what play them in a certain order, or just pull one out of this batch. And then if you change this, it changes to different options here. How often you want it to be played. You can what they call weigh it, less frequency here. So you can decide a lot of things, if it's shuffled or pulled out in order, things like that. And it changes depending on what you want, if you want something played at intervals. Okay, I'm going to cancel this because I've already got that one saved like I wanted. But that's what's going on with the playlists, okay? So all we have to do is put the songs in the proper playlist, and it's going to take care of everything else. So I'm going to launch the media library. Click it again here. Okay, and what we see is come up over here on the left-hand side is all of these different playlists that we were just looking at. Okay, if I click on them individually, I can see a list of all the public service announcements I have in there. It tells you, how long they are, so on and so forth. I can reorder them if I want to by clicking on them, and then there's some options in here, move them up and down. Once you click on one, it becomes available to move it around. Okay, I can see what's in my light rotation, just certain songs that are played occasionally. The general rotation or standard rotation is where most of the songs would be. You can put any number of songs in here you want to do. You can sort it, search for certain ones if you're looking for them, to pull them to the top, so on and so forth. But they're in here, so they're automatically playing and rotating through that. So I'm going to jump back to the media library again. And the way you do this is, for example, if I wanted, now that I've updated the system, the Crab Family shows in here, I can click on the Crab Family. It'll show me a list of their albums over here. And when I click on those albums, it'll show me a list of all the songs on that album. If I want to add one of these songs to, say, standard rotation, I just grab the song, like for example, Brothers Forever, drag it over to the standard rotation. It loads into the standard rotation now that you see it's listed in there. So it'll be played in a standard rotation. So this is how we would organize all of our information by the playlists, and then everything else is automated. It automatically plays these things based on how we put it in here and how we've weighted them. If we want to do live broadcast, we can do that. We can launch a live broadcast from any computer connected to the internet. It's suggested you have a DSL line or a cable internet line. So I could broadcast with this headset I'm using right now if I wanted to broadcast live. There's software that you would load onto your computer, and you would be able to play back, CDs or MP3 files or whatever off your computer while you're announcing. You can use USB microphones or whatever any kind of sound. You can use sound cards or microphones like that hooked on your computer to do live broadcasts and so on and so forth. So that's a possibility too. It's not something we've got set up right now. Right now we'll probably look at doing not only the regular rotation, which is going on right now with these limited number of songs, but we'll also be looking at doing programs, like weekly programs that come up, and what we'll have to do is have a person who produces that program into an MP3 from their location, and then we'll provide them a username and password, and it'd be their responsibility to upload their program using the same file name. So when they upload one program, it'll overwrite the one that was there last week. and then when the automation system comes around to play their program on a Saturday or whatever, it automatically play whichever one's uploaded. So hopefully this is going to be something that we don't, once we get it set up and get everything rotated out, get our daily schedule set up, this shouldn't have to be something that is messed with every day. It should sit out there and run itself like it's doing right now with the 4 or 5 albums that I've got up there. Again, it makes decisions based on how we weigh certain songs as to how often they'll play. And you can not only set up to play songs in a certain order, but you can set up to play commercials every so many songs. You can set up to play voice IDs every so many songs, or even announcements. Before certain, if you got a certain schedule of songs and announcements you want to put right before the songs explaining the songs, you could set those up as an individual playlist and just play those at a certain time. If you want to fill up 30 minutes doing that, you could do that. So all of it could be done through the system we've got here. Once we get further along, we may purchase some more intricate, fancier looking software, but this pretty much will do it all, and we can run from there. And this just handling the broadcast side of it, keeping the stream flowing to the website, and what the audio content will be for the stream. So hopefully that's helpful. Whoever is working with the station as a whole will not only be responsible for this, but they'll be also responsible for keeping the content on the website updated. That happens through a control panel from the website. We'll talk more about that later, but it's also pretty easy to do. And if we have people who are submitting content or writing articles for it, they're able to upload their articles, and then all the person running it has to do is read the article, make sure there's no typos, and turn it on basically, and it'll start showing on the website in the proper place. So that's just a brief overview of what we're doing. We've still got to decide what all links and everything we're going to have on the website, but there is a test site up and running. You can see the URL here at the top. It's basically http://successsites.com/faithmixradio/. That'll get you to the test server so you can see what we've got going. I'm hoping to launch this fully on April 1st along with the magazine. So hopefully this information is helpful to you and give you some more information. Call me, email me if you have any questions, and give me feedback on it. Appreciate it.